Before you decide to start YouTube automation, it's important that you understand the full, unfiltered reality. Because what's commonly promoted online only tells one part of the story. But if you're new here, my name's Amma and I help beginners launch and scale faceless YouTube channels. Now, if you are interested in getting my help, click the first link in the description to book a free call with me where we can discuss how I can help you. There's a surge of content claiming that you can build automated YouTube channels that generate thousands of revenue with minimal effort. The pitch is simple: pick a niche, outsource the work, upload some videos and watch the income roll in. But it's more than that. It sounds efficient, scalable and almost effortless. But what's often left out are the risks, the failed attempts, and the structural challenges that come with this business model. The truth is that YouTube automation can go in two very different directions. It can become a profitable system if executed correctly, or it can turn into a time-consuming process that produces little to no return. The difference actually comes down to understanding what works and what doesn't, and knowing the exact strategy that you have to follow. To start, it's important to clarify what YouTube automation actually means. In the early days of YouTube, most channels are built around the visible creator, the audience connected with the real person on screen. Over time, a different approach emerged where there didn't even need to be a creator on screen. Instead, videos are produced using voiceovers, stock footage, and outsourced work. Scripts can be generated externally, narration can be recorded separately, and the entire workflow can be handled by a distribution team. That shift is what people now refer to as YouTube automation. The appeal is obvious. If the process can be systemized, it seems like something that can scale very quickly. But in practice, that assumption creates lots of problems. A common starting point is creating compilation-style content. Videos built from viral clips, trending moments, or existing media. The logic is straightforward. If something is proven to get views once, it obviously will get views again. And sometimes it does. However, this approach runs into a major obstacle, which is monetization. YouTube requires content to be at least original or transformative content. Simply reusing clips, even if they perform well, can prevent a channel from qualifying for ad revenue. That means a channel can accumulate thousands of subscribers, millions of views, and still not be able to qualify for ad revenue. This means that all of the hard work will have gone to waste and they were not able to apply for monetization. This is one of the first major disconnects between expectations and reality. After encountering this issue, many usually shift to high CPM niches. Topics like finance, wealth, business, and real estate. These areas tend to attract higher paying advertisers, which makes them appealing from a revenue standpoint. The typical process looks something like this. Choose a niche, come up with a couple video ideas that could go viral, outsource all your work like generating scripts and creating thumbnails, and use voiceovers, either human or AI. All this to produce the final content. On the surface, it starts to resemble a streamlined system, but this is where another set of challenges begins. Even when everything is in place, scripts, editing, recording, thumbnails, results are rarely consistent. One video might gain traction, even get thousands of views, while your other videos struggle to even reach a fraction of that performance. Without a clear reason to see why something worked, it becomes difficult to recreate success. This unpredictability often leads to loads of little changes, changing topics, improving scripts, even refining thumbnails and video editing without guaranteeing results. The key reason for this inconsistency is a lack of brand or identity. Many automated channels rely on a heavy format, list-based content, stock visuals, and of course, neutral narration. While this can deliver information efficiently, it often lacks distinction. Viewers don't form a connection, and without that connection, the viewers don't have a reason to return. In a crowded platform where thousands of videos compete for attention, being just good isn't enough anymore. Another major misconception is that the idea of automation completely removes effort, when in reality, it just replaces one type of hard work with another. Once again, if you do want my help launching and scaling a faceless YouTube channel, click the first link in the description to book a free call with me. On this call, we'll see where you're at, where your goals lay, and how I can help you. So yeah, it replaces one type of hard work. Instead of filming, instead of editing personally, the responsibility shifts to managing the entire operation. This includes loads of things like researching topics, reviewing scripts, coordinating with editors, and of course, analyzing performance metrics. Each part of the process requires attention, and when part falls short, everything can crumble. In that sense, the term automation can be misleading. A more accurate description would be YouTube management. The creator is no longer just producing content, they're directing a workflow. Well, in one case, this is really good because you can actually scale your business. You can do this by creating multiple channels and directing the whole thing. There's also a factor of investment. High-performing content usually requires more than just execution. Strong scripts need to be engaging and well-structured. Editing needs to maintain viewer attention. Your thumbnails need to stand out in an unfair playing field. Achieving all of this often involves either developing advanced skills or hiring experienced freelancers. Trying to minimize costs at every stage can lead to a low-quality output, which in turn reduces the likelihood of getting traction on your video. On the other hand, increasing investment without a clear strategy can often lead to wasted resources. Another overlooked aspect is time. Even when a system is in place, results don't always come quickly. A video might take weeks to gain momentum, or it might never do it at all. Some content performs unexpectedly well after delay. Usually what you see is that it takes weeks to gain traction on a brand new channel. Personally, I've posted videos and months later, it randomly picks up and gets thousands of views, while other videos remain stagnant, even while you improve the quality. This makes it difficult to rely on short-term feedback when making decisions, and it requires a level of patience that most people people completely underestimate. YouTube automation is not for the weak. There's also a psychological side of expectations. A lot of people enter the space expecting rapid success, viral videos, fast monetization, and significant income early on. That expectation often comes from selectively highlighted success stories. What's less visible are the numerous channels that fail to reach those outcomes. Me, myself, had 2 failed channels before I started going viral, before I took time to learn everything about YouTube. When expectations are set too high, even reasonable progress can feel like a failure. For anyone considering YouTube automation, there are several key principles to keep in mind. First, niche selection is critical. The topic should have clear demand and long-term relevance. Entering a niche that is either oversaturated or declining significantly can often lead to no success at all. Secondly, quality matters more than volume. Publishing large amounts of content with little effort can rarely lead to sustainable growth. Focusing on fewer, higher quality videos can often lead to more growth over time. Third, investment, whether it's in time, skills, or money, is always necessary. Building something competitive often requires resources, and cutting corners usually reduces potential. Fourth, systems still need arrangement. Outsourcing tasks can improve efficiency, but it doesn't completely remove responsibility. Oversight, direction, and continuous improvement is still necessary. Fifth, talent plays a major role. Skilled editors, designers, and writers can significantly improve the final product. Finding and retaining reliable contributors can often help you long term. They can often make a notable difference in performance. And finally, expectations need to be grounded in reality. While it is possible to generate significant income through YouTube, it's not always guaranteed, and it rarely happens without the right strategy. Genuinely, you need experience or someone that has experience to teach you on how to do it. Genuinely, the barrier to entry has never been lower, and that's why I've launched the Faceless YouTube strategy. If you are interested in working with me one-to-one, click the first link in the description to book a free call with me, and we can discuss how I can help you. Ultimately, YouTube automation is not a shortcut. It's a completely different way of approaching content creation, one that replaces on-camera presence with system. If you approach YouTube automation with the assumption that it's easy, it will often lead to frustration. However, if you approach it with a clear understanding that there will be challenges along the way, and that you need to invest your time and money into it, it has the potential to work, but only under the right conditions. The goal of this breakdown is to provide a realistic expectation. However, it is really easy to grow and scale a YouTube channel with the right knowledge. But like any venture of business, there are 2 sides of the coin. So any decision to pursue this path is based on a complete understanding, not just assumptions. That's all I've got for you today. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.